are still. Please continue to hold.
Who's on hold?
Oh, I'm gonna mute myself up until I need to say something because I am on hold
Okay.
with the IRS.
Okay.
Oh God, you're gonna be there a while.
Hey, Sarah, have you met anybody here? Sarah, this is Brenda and David. You talked to Todd today.
Hi there. No, I haven't met anybody except Todd and you.
Okay. And Michelle, she's coming too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's already 7:05. Let's get going. If for those who don't know me, I'm Todd Schneider. I'm, I guess, the REO guy. Um, I don't have any more updates than what we had last week. Um, I do feel very comfortable in saying that HUD is actually imminent any freaking day. I personally believe, um, just my own thoughts based on my own experience and how these things work. I think the awardees of the contracts, I think they have been notified. Then they have to go through it's usually 10 to 14 days. They have to get their bond, because then you're not going to buy a bond until, you have to. So they're going to get their bond. They have to give HUD their key personnel so they can get them all in the system. Background checks, most of them are the same ones they've used before, but they still have to go through the formality, make sure everybody's good to go. Identify key people who's going to sign contracts and get them approved. They have to have a number. It's a big ordeal. I won't go deep. Anyway, that takes time. Then at that point, that information, we call it the quiet period. At that point, then it becomes public, and of course, then we're off to the races and trying to get in with them and all of that. So I feel very comfortable in saying that we are in that quiet period right now. Okay. And I say this because I have a friend broker in another state, and they have been invited to Washington, D.C. To meet with a current asset manager that appears that they've been awarded a state that they've never been in before. So they're reaching out to neighborhood listing brokers, HUD brokers, to bring them in to have a conversation. And they're inviting them on kind of the quasi down low out to Washington to have that conversation. I only know about one particular state, but I've got feelers out to everybody, and nobody's talking. So that tells me a lot right there. So anyway, that's all I got on HUD. REO is still the same. They're just trickling them out right now. There's 6 companies. 2 are on board now. The one of the medium size just came on. The big one that we're waiting for will come on in May. And then a name that everybody would recognize will be on in May or June. So did you let them in? Okay. All right. So that's all I got right now. And well, if you have more questions about that, some of you are new, some of you are old. I'm looking at you, David. You understand how these things work. David had an experience with HUD in the past, so he understands how that shit works. So anyway, all right, let's get into tonight, because last week we had new people on and we went all kinds of different directions, and we really didn't get into the meat and bones of what I wanted to get into. So let me look at my notes. I'm not good at this sort of thing of reading notes. I usually just go. But I wanted to give you some information. According to the 2020 census, there were 143 million residential properties in the United States. We all went through that. Everybody did. And believe it or not, you can look this up. You can go to different sources and the government and whatever. 6 to 10% of the real estate market is in distress at all times. Okay, that doesn't mean that somebody's knocking on your door to foreclose, but they are in some form of distress. And of course, it's going to depend on your market. Some markets are that those numbers are a little higher. Some markets they're a little bit lower. So, and that's real data. I pulled that. You can go Google it. Let's see what else. Okay, that's all I had on that. So what I want to do is I want to talk about lead generation in the distressed market tonight. Okay. I'm going to give you 10, actually 11 ways for you to make money off of lead generating from those sources. And I'm going to begin tonight with Zillow. It's cheap. It doesn't cost you a thing. And I want to give you all as many free things to look up properties, distress, find those things and get out, talk to these people and make offers. Okay. So let me share my screen. Where's the share button? Big and green when I'm not. All right, let's go to the Zillow. Okay. David, your market's too big for this. Somebody give me their city.
You want to do mine?
Give me a city.
All right, Denville, Denville.
Denville.
Yep, New Jersey. There it is.
Okay. Okay. And I want to talk about off-market stuff right now. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And you can do this for FSBOs too, but all right, I want to bring up for sale. Do you know what your median market price is right now? Approximately. You don't have to be to the penny.
Probably like $500,000.
Okay. $500,000. I don't care about bed bevs. I only want houses. And then coming soon, down here to keywords. And I like to use the words needs TLC. Okay. Apply that. Okay. You only have 3, looks like. All right. So
What was your keyword?
needs TLC. Okay. And the reason why you want to do this is I want to go to my map. I would up to the median market and I want to look for anything under that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to reach out to these people and talk to them if it's a FSBO. And if it's not a FSBO, it's actually listed on market. We're going to have a conversation with a listing agent. And we're going to get to that in just a second. Okay. And I would prefer SFR to start with. Okay. And then if you can't find enough, then go to condos, not condos, go to townhomes, then condos, and then maybe multifamily if you can find those in here. Okay. So anyway, first thing you want to do is you want to bring one up. Let's just pick one and say, okay, how many days on market has it been? Zillow market days, 13 days. I don't care. It's still under roughly the median value. This is a limited market. You're using a smaller market. I was hoping a little bit bigger, but not as big as Chicago. But anyway, you want to reach out to these homeowners, and if it's listed, I want you to do not under any circumstances request a tour. That's how Zillow makes their money, okay? You want to reach out to the agent themselves, okay? Now, the agent is listed somewhere. Here it is, listed by Deidre Pollock. You recognize that name? Okay. You want to reach out to them directly. And in the description somewhere, it does say needs TLC. So you need probably some updating, whatever, we don't know. But I want you to ask 3 questions. All right. The first question is, hey, is the property still available? Okay. And they're going to say, yeah. And then you're going to ask the second question. How many offers have they received or rejected so far? You got anything working right now? A seasoned agent will not answer that question. They'll probably tell you something like, just submit your offer and we'll respond. Okay. But believe it or not, probably 70% of agents will answer that question. Okay. They will. Okay. And then the third question is, if they can't get the price that they want, what are their plans? Okay, you want to know from the agent. The agent's talking to them. They know what the deal is. Okay, what are their plans? They may tell you, they may not, many will. Okay, you need to have a conversation with them. In other words, what you're trying to find out, what's their motivation? If they can't sell it, are they just going to hang on to it? It was an inherited property. We don't know. Okay, we don't know the circumstances until we have that conversation. The more conversations that you have with agents and individuals who own homes and you write offers, you're going to get deals, period. That's the way it is. Okay. So you got to get out there and have these conversations with these agents. So you find out what the is it available, blah, 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 go down through the list. And then at that point, you get into that conversation and then you can take it from there on what you want to do. Now, there's several ways you can do this. We in EXP, and it's one of the reasons why I joined EXP, we have express offers. All right. You've heard of this. Oh God, I didn't bring up express offers. Lynn, how do I get in? That way you can see it. I know, David, you've seen it. Brenda, you probably have. Oh, I think I hit too many buttons. Maybe. Single family. Lynn, what happened? Am I losing my mind? Maybe this is in the way.
What's the problem, Todd? What's it doing?
I just got into, I haven't been in here probably 3 weeks. Why can't I see?
Did you filter anything?
No, I haven't filtered anything. I submit a property. What I want to know is I want to know who's who's buying in the area. Never mind. They changed it. You're in New Jersey, right? Okay. Just so you see inside here, you can find out people in your area that are looking for properties. And for these are fixer and flippers. The orange is fix and flip. Here we got to buy and hold. They buy land. Green is land. Another buy and hold. Chestnut houses, Blackfoot Realty. In other words, this is what they have available in your area, and they'll tell you the counties that they do. Okay. What they're looking for, what type of thing, they'll go 1850 plus. Most of them will go back to maybe 1960, 1950, at least in my area. What the price range that they'll buy in those things up there. And so anyway, I just wanted you to see this. You can log in once you have your express offer certification, search this out, see who's buying in your area, and you can also target for those particular people who are wanting to buy properties in your area. Okay, that's express offers right there. And then if you have a house, you want to submit it, then you go and this thing's in my way, and actually submit a property there, submit property, then you go through the whole process, getting it in. Sometimes they will respond, sometimes they won't. If they don't, then that means they just don't want it. But hopefully you have enough in your area that you'll get some. Another company that I use is Agent Invest. I just signed up with them. That's what we were talking about with Brenda. They didn't want to take Brenda on today when they spoke because Brenda hasn't worked with enough investors. Okay. She doesn't have the investor experience. So they said, hey, get a little bit more experience and then come back. And that's what we were talking about when you all came on today. So Agent Invest is one to sign up with if you have that experience or at least some experience. Okay. I've also got hedge funds and REITs that I can reach out to myself. Okay. I don't want anything for it. I'm not asking for anything. I'd be happy to connect you if you have a good property. You can do Open Door. They're still out there. We recommend it. They'll pay the fee. All right. Or if you get an off-market property, and as we go through this process, you'll see that. You get an off-market property, but the buyer or the seller will say, well, sure, if you can sell my property, I'll pay your 2.5%. Get that thing signed, and let's get the paperwork signed, and let's get it off and get it submitted and see what kind of offers we can get them. Okay. And that's a pretty good deal. And I've got other ways to pitch these to other people. There's so many out there right now. It's not even funny. So anyway, we talked about that. One thing I did want to mention, and I hate going off lists, I just like to go, but this is going to be a long presentation. If the property doesn't sell in the first 15 to 30 days, it is always because it's of the price. We can argue location, we can argue this, we can argue that. The bottom line is, if it's priced right for the proper situation, it will sell, period. Okay. You know, everybody says it's location. Well, that's true, but it's also price. And if you have a good agent listing that property, if it doesn't sell, it wasn't priced properly to begin with, either for condition, location, whatever, but it wasn't priced properly. Okay. And maybe it was the seller who insisted that they're not going to budge for less than 500K, and it's only really worth 4. Okay. Whatever. And you have those. I've had those. And it's a pain. Oh, one other question. When you're talking to agents, go back over to where was that? There. When you're talking to agents and you ask those questions and you get your answers, okay, at that point, you need to decide what you want to do. You want to, hey, you think you might be able to work something out. Let's get an offer. Let's get over, get some photos. Let's get in there and let's get this thing submitted to several different outlets and let's see what we can get back on as an offer price. These are typically going to be cash offers, close quick, and they're not going to be at market value. Okay. You're trading some equity for speed and convenience. That's the way it works when you go that quick. Most of these companies can close in 2 weeks. Okay. So cash, go, boom, title cleared, boom, sold. So anyway, but the other question I want you to ask the agent is, when you're finished with that part of the conversation, ask them if they have anything else coming similar to that, needs love, needs some work. Maybe it's in its original condition, never been updated. You know, the 60s, 70s, 80s properties, those things. I've walked into too many of them over the years where they haven't been updated at all. No granite, no marble, no nothing. Even the fake marble, Poirier or whatever they call it. That type of thing. So talk to those agents, develop relationships with those agents. All right. Obviously, they want to get a property sold, they want to get it sold, and they want to get paid, and so do you. All right. So that's one way to do that and stay on their radar. And because you have KV Core, you also would want to set them up on a drip campaign. Once you get to know these people, just reminding them that you're still here every 30 days or so. Send them an email saying, hey, I'm still here looking for anything you might have that needs some love or whatever. Just put them on a year-long drip campaign and let it go. And periodically, you may reach out to them. And KV Core will also send text messages. You might send them a text every now and then. Okay, that's included in everything with KV Core. Now, Matt can speak to KV Core much more than I can. I know just about enough to make me dangerous. I can set up a campaign. I've used CRMs before, but the KV Core is a real beast. It really is. I'm impressed by it. I just haven't taken the time in over a year now to really learn what it can do. But the ones who know it and live it, breathe it, they say it is awesome. Awesome tool. So anyway, I won't go on about that. Also, when it comes to Zillow, let's go back to Denville, New Jersey. Let's remove, needs TLC. Let's go back up. Oh, you don't have any. Let's not limit the price. Okay. And let's go by owner. You've got one. Mother, daughter, home. Is that a good area? Dickerson
Yeah, it's
Road?
pretty good.
Okay.
I can give you a better town if you want to, though. It'll probably have more stuff.
But no, I just want to use this as an example.
Okay.
Obviously, they want to sell this home. They're doing it by owner on Zillow. Now, keep in mind that everybody in the live and breathing world is trying to track them down to talk to them about getting it listed, okay? So their phones are blowing up. What I would do, because their number is listed in here somewhere, whatever, I can find it. Anyway, reach out to them and actually schedule a showing with them and tell them you're previewing for a potential client. Okay. Don't say anything about listing it. All right. But you want to ask them also that I know you're doing it for sale by owner, and I respect that. You want to save the money and not have to deal with all those hassles. That's cool. But if I come and take a look and my buyer is really interested in, would you at least pay my whatever your number is going to be, 2.5% or 3%, whatever it's going to be. Okay, 2, 3, whatever. Okay. If they say yes, then schedule it. Get in there, take some photos. I mean, there's photos here, but most people are going to take the best photos that they can. You take the photos that you need. Okay, those look pretty. That's great. Let me see what's wrong with it. Take some photos of that too. Just don't be so blatant about it. As a matter of fact, in that photo, obviously I'm not in that MLS. It looks like there's a for sale post, where there used to be a sign out front. So maybe it was listed before and it didn't sell, so now they're trying it on their own. be perceptive. Take a look when you see stuff like that. Wow, looks like I might have been listed before. And they said, no, I'm going to do it myself. Okay. But anyway, reach out to them and do that. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next topic. That's what I call Zillow off-market type stuff.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got a question about the express offers.
Yeah.
Um,
Please continue to hold.
so we don't have to get the, what is it, seller disclosure or something signed before we submit the offer? I'm a little fuzzy on
Not on express offers, no. No.
okay.
If it's listed, though, you're probably going to have it anyway in the ML.
No, what there is the sellers, I'm sorry, not the disclosure. That's the wrong term.
Oh, you're talking about the
The
paperwork authorizing to pay our percentage.
the permission, the permission slip or something to submit the property to express offers.
Yeah, there is some paperwork. I think it's 3 or 4 pages, maybe max. You have to get that signed, yes. And they agree to, and you have to write it in somewhere, whether they'll pay you 2.5 or 3 or whatever your number is going to be %.
So we
If,
have to submit that before or with the offer.
yes, that
I'm
must be
sorry.
submitted along and as part of your documents, your pictures, your whole 9 yards.
Okay. All right.
David, you submitted one here not too long ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a couple of them, Todd, that went,
Did they make offers?
no, one was that King Drive piece, the
Oh,
large, but I ended up getting it sold. And then after that, express offers, is that once they see you can, submit them properly and everything, they'll try to reach out to you and send you properties as referrals. So that's another avenue also. But like you say, their referral fees are pretty hefty.
yeah,
And
40% or something, isn't it?
yeah. But I was able to turn that referral into a listing that I ended up listing. So
Good.
yeah.
Did you get the dude from Nashville or moved to Nashville? You get his stuff taken care of?
Oh yeah, he's done. He's done. Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
he's done. Well, we got one more. We got one more that's coming up. I've given him some numbers. He's waiting to load it up. So
Yeah.
he wants to load it up so that it can maximize. He has his property manager filling it back up right now.
Cool.
I won't go into the details of what happened, why it got emptied out. I don't want to scare nobody.
All right, let's move along. Thank you, sir. Let's move to number 9. I'm going backwards. That was number 10. I'm going backwards. So now we're going to number 9, which is tax default or tax delinquent. All right. Now, if you get in your little car and you go down to the county, however your area is structured, city or county or whatever, to the treasurer's office, you can get free. They might charge you if you have to print it out. Most of the time you take a disk or a thumb drive and take it and just extract it. But 99 out of 100, they're not going to charge you anything to get the free tax delinquent list from your area, whether it's a municipality, the county. In my area, it's all counties. Get those tax delinquent lists, and then you can skip trace them and reach out to them and see if they might be interested in a cash offer. Okay. Have anybody here, David, I know you have. Has anybody done skip tracing before? You're an attorney, you might have.
I've done it, yeah.
Okay. All right. There's a lot of services out there, but for our purposes, all we want is telephone numbers. And I use a company called Bat Skip Trace. This is it's batskiptracing.com. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna log in. You know, when attorneys looking for you, they're looking for a lot more than just your telephone number, okay? Let's see, past 30 days. Oh, Brenda, is this the one I ran for you, Bishop?
That might be one. Yeah, because that was Breed Realty. I think that
Mhm.
was, yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
actual location.
All right. I just want to show you what a skip looks like, okay? I gave them the address, blah, blah, blah. And then it's kind of condensed because it's raw data. They give me phone number one. They tell me it's a mobile. They feel it's a 100% score. Here's the second number. They say it's about a 95% score. There's a landline. And they feel that's about roughly a 90% score, and so on and so on. And they keep going. Sometimes you get 5 or 6 possible, and they give you, and they rate them. They feel that 100% mobile number, you're going to get a hold of that owner for that particular property. Okay. So that's what it looks like when you get those back. I usually skip 500 to 1,000 at a time. This particular program cost me 9 cents per skip. Okay. Some places you can get them cheaper. But these guys, for the amount of skipping that I do versus the hits that I get, the accuracy, in other words, so far I have had the best success with these folks as far as the percentage of good numbers that they gave me. Okay. But you can use any program you want. If you're an attorney, you probably have access to some of those programs just through your work, probably. I would imagine anyway. I don't, depending on what type of stuff that you do. Sorry. Anyway, that's what that looks like. If you have any questions about that, we can talk about that, kind of at the end. Write your question down. We can, anything we've talked about, unless it's pertaining to this particular subject we're discussing at the moment, kind of hang on to the end. I'm going to take about 15 minutes and we'll answer questions and go over whatever y'all want to go about. And I do not have a hard stop tonight, so I can stay a little bit longer if you need to. Okay. So I'm going to get to that. Oh, I'm going to show you. If you want to use this, you can use this. This does cost you money. I think it's 90. This is flipfinder.ai. It's $97 a month. And you can find these tax delinquent properties all day long, adjacent counties in your area, but they do charge, just so you know. Okay. And there's another one that's a pay per lead. It's called realsupermarket.com. And it is also pay per lead. But these tax delinquents, a lot of times, most tax delinquents, they own the property free and clear. Okay. If they've got a mortgage, they've got an escrow account, that money, those taxes are being paid. So, it's just the way that works. But probably 8, 9 times out of 10, that property's owned free and clear. So unless they took out a second after they paid off the first original mortgage at some point, which is, believe it or not, happening more and more frequently today. So anyway. Okay, let's move on to the next one, number 8, expired listings. Obviously, you're in the MLS, that's the best. All right, and you should be looking at those every day, at least seeing what's going on. Okay. But if you're not in my area, I've got some MLSs that fringe on my territory, but I cover that territory. And I'm not in those MLSs. Okay. I'm in I'm in 6 MLSs, but that's different states. But in any event, when they overlap like that, there might be some information you can get out of that. So you can also use something called Vulcan 7 to help you with that. It is pay. And you can use, no, just Vulcan 7 is it is a great tool that, and it also will skip trace. I don't know what their fees are. I have not used it, but I've got a friend of mine that uses it and he swears by it because he does tax delinquent all over the country. He buys tax liens. Okay. That's what he does all day, every day. As he looks for tax liens, goes out, searches, buys them, and then gets his 10% or 15% or whatever, whenever they finally ultimately pay, and most do. Occasionally he gets a property or two, but he still has to wait that 12 months or whatever to actually take possession of it. So anyway, but expired listings are a good source. You know they wanted to sell. All right. You know they're motivated. They just didn't get the price they wanted. So find them, get out there, door knock them. If they won't answer the phone after it's quote expired and no longer being listed, I'm here. Let's chat. Okay. All right. Let's move on to, let's see, 20 till, okay. Let's move on to number 7, vacant land. Now, everybody scoffs at vacant land and everybody overlooks vacant land. All right. But I know people that that's all they do. They scour neighborhoods looking for vacant lots in usually already developed areas where a lot wasn't developed or whatever. And they turn around and hunt these folks down and make them an offer and get it sold to people who want to develop. Okay. Um, by far, PropWire. This is a valuable website. It is 100% free. Now, Jerry Norton, this guy, I don't know what he's doing, but he put this together. He's a wholesaler, okay? And Jerry has spent, I don't know how much on this. He buys so much data. It's unreal, all right? But it's free. And you can go find vacant land. Where's it at? Vacant homes, vacant lots, pre-foreclosures, low equity, high equity, free and clear, flipped properties, cash buyers. You can find cash buyers in your area who might want to buy something you find for them. And there might be, another outlet. Okay. Bank owned, just because something went through the sheriff's sale. Okay. It may not be listed. It might not be listed for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Because what happens in many of those foreclosures, okay, is that, Sarah, I told you about this. I'm off in the weeds now. Let me say this and I'll come back, okay? But when a bank forecloses, many times it's either underwritten by FHA, which is HUD, Fannie, Freddie, Ginnie, any of the Mays, okay? May West people, I call them the May West. And they have to make a decision. The bank is required to foreclose. They have to initiate the foreclosure, complete the foreclosure, then they have a decision to make on those particular style loans. Either one, they send it to HUD or Ginnie or Fannie or whoever, and they get their money, okay, whatever the deal is, okay, with them. And then well, that's my timer to get to the end and answer questions. Sorry. They keep it themselves, sell it themselves on the market, or they turn it in to one of those underwriting or the top 20 percenters. Okay. They underwrite the top 20%. Okay. So they turn it in, get their money, and then that entity takes it and lists it for sale. HomePath is Fannie Mae. Obviously HUD's HUD. Okay. But HUD is FHA. It's all FHA loans that go bad that are listed, they're listed by HUD. Okay. And then there's other Ginnie Mae, Freddie Mac, those. Those are all secondary market stuff. But Jerry, let me go back to this, to vacant land, because this is important. You can make a lot of money with vacant land. if you can talk to the owner and work out a deal, okay? I recommend looking in an established neighborhood that's already been built out. And usually you're going to have to drive those neighborhoods. But if you're good with Google Earth or you're good with the county GIS system and scrolling through those certain areas, you don't have to leave your front of your desk all day long. I like to get out into the field, okay, myself. So I'll go drive those neighborhoods. Just gets me out away from this damn computer. But I have made a reasonable amount of money on land. Okay, even in the older, maybe not even desirable areas. Okay, if you're driving through one of those areas and you see a vacant lot, then write it down. There's an application called Deal Machine. Okay,
But where do you find the buyer for some vacant land? Like, what is their,
that's what I
what do
was
they look
just
like?
That's what I was just talking about just a second ago. Right here on PropWire, it's free. You can find cash buyers. There's a selection right here. Cash buyers in your area. There are more than likely land buyers listed, at least one or two, listed in express offers. Every city that I've looked at has always had one or two land buyers. Now, some of those are institutional type people, and they're not looking for single lots. They're looking for 3 acres, 5 acres, 20 acres, 50 acres, 100 acres, that type of thing. All right. But there probably is one or two that would look at lots, especially in, I'd say 1995, 2000 and above, built up neighborhoods. Okay. Now, one interesting thing that happened during the last crisis, and this was very interesting, and I think we all know where we're headed in the next 12, 24, 36 months, okay? These developers right now, like let's use Lennar as an example. Lennar is building and buying, at least in my area and all the areas that I deal with, they're buying and building like a nut job. All right. But now their pricing is starting to come down and they're offering a lot more perks. So the market is cooling for them, at least new construction. All right. But at some point, I don't know if you all remember the builder called CP Morgan. In my area, well, they were here, but in my area, it was Davis Builders. Who cares? I could go on. The point is that they start developing these neighborhoods and then something happens. A crisis happens. We have a 2008 all over again. Okay. I think we're looking at something similar to that. Maybe not as bad, but I do think we're headed in that direction. They had to stop building. CP Morgan went totally bust. I can tell you right now, if a 2008 happens again, DR Horton and Lennar, they'll be gone. They're too leveraged. I can tell you that much right now, point blank. Sayonara, you're out. That means all of the developments they were working on will cease. And I didn't realize it at the time when it happened, when these guys all went bankrupt and everything, the dust settled. Those neighborhoods were not complete, or they completed phase 1, but then there was phase 2 that they had locked up. They didn't purchase it, but they had it locked up, ready to go, and sometimes phase 3. Okay. If I if I only knew now then what I know now, I would have gone in there and renegotiated those deals, and I would have found builders to finish those out once things started to move a little bit again, because a lot of those folks made a lot of money on those deals. Okay. So anyway, that kind of relates to vacant land. That's a, if come type thing. But what I want you to focus on is the vacant land in your area. Now, I'm going to have to end it here because I wanted to get a little bit further. But what I'm trying to say to you all is this. Let me mark my stopping point. I want to give you 10, actually 11 ways that you can find potential properties to list and sell, sell to cash buyers, whatever. Get the listing directly from the seller yourself, you're smooth, you can get it done, boom, done, great, okay. There are people that I know, literally, no bullshit, okay, that will take one or two of these particular vehicles, and that's all they'll do. They will do vacant land until the day they die. They'll do tax liens and defaults until the day they die because they're good at it, they know what they're doing, and they make a lot of money at it. And at the end, we're going to go through all 10, 11, or whatever. And at the end, I'm going to give you a schedule, a tentative schedule. It's 4 to 5 hours a week, and I'll lay it out for you. Do this for an hour, and whether it's expired listings, if it's tax defaults, if it's vacant land, whatever it is, okay? You do that, insert, for an hour, insert that, whatever that is. And then you're going to go out and you're going to beat feet and you're going to drive those neighborhoods. Get off your butt, go see what's going on. See who's got new listings going on. Yes, you can see it in the MLS, all right? I understand that. And yes, they got really pretty maps and everything looks pretty and it's all great. And yeah, I know that area, blah, blah, blah. Get your ass off your chair, get out there and look around. See what's going on. Okay, see what's new, because of a lot of things you can learn a lot by driving through neighborhoods, especially on the edges of neighborhoods. Okay, you can see a lot of stuff that's going on that's not quote advertised yet, but it's happening. Okay, or they're getting ready to build a power plant right next to a really nice neighborhood, or they're going to build a school. You can see those things. Okay, you can't be all seeing and all knowing. Okay, you got to get out there and look around in your specific area. And as we go through these 11 or whatever, you're going to want to focus on what you think you like, what you want to do, and then work on that. The REO, the HUDs, all this other stuff, it's going to come to you. I promise you, it's going to come to you. Okay, we're going to get you there. All right, I'm going to get you there, and I'm going to put my name on the line for you folks. But if I do, don't screw up, because they're going to come looking to, yeah, they're going to fire you. They're going to bitch at me. Okay, and then they're not going to take my recommendations anymore. Okay, so please, if you feel you can't do it, raise your hand and say, Todd, I can't do that. And fine, we'll get you something that will make you money. But at the end of this process, what my goal is I can't promise a dollar figure because Michelle, you live in the Jersey area. Sarah's out in I think LA area, California. David, he's in Chicagoland. Brenda, you're in Texas, South Texas. So okay, everything's a little bit different. All right. Price point for Sarah is going to be much, much higher than Michelle or Brenda, okay? Because she's out there, a shack is, $600K. I mean, a literal shack, okay? So it's a little different, all right? But my goal is I'm in the Midwest. My goal is to give you enough tools that if you do and work the program and you work it for 52 weeks, well, you got 2 weeks for vacation. I'll give you that. 50 weeks, okay? You will make 250K or more. I'm basing it on the Midwest. So in California, multiply that by 4. Okay. On the East Coast, multiply that probably by at least 2.5, 3. Okay. That sort of thing. That's my goal, to get you there. If you'll do the work, if you'll make the calls, if you'll meet and greet, if you'll write offers, talk to people, TTP, talk to people, okay, and write the offers, you will get deals and you will make money, period. Whether it's REO coming in, whether it's traditional listings and that sort of thing, and you got a lead gen program at Boomtown or whoever the hell else, whatever. In addition to whatever else you're doing, my goal is to get you 250K or more. If you'll do the work, you'll get it. And then multiply it by your particular area, because I'm out here in Lipschitz, Indiana. Okay. So, all right, we're at 5 till. Let me add, you want questions? Now, this is going to be recorded, so you can go back and take a look at it again. Or at least, fast forward to, here's prop wire, whatever. You can write it down, but it's here if you miss it. So what kind of questions do you have? Brenda, I know you have one, if you're not on the phone.
Actually, right now I don't have a question. I was just trying to make my list of what the 11 were. So I got vacant land, tax liens, expired, FSBO. So
Well,
is it foreclosures?
Well, I'm including Zillow as the FSBOs and the fixer uppers, on market fixer uppers.
Okay.
But there's a lot of free places to get data from. And I tell you what, like I said, I know Jerry Norton. I don't know him well, but I know him. I don't know what he's doing with his site. I don't know how much he's spending on it. It's unreal. But this is a great, great free tool for you.
Okay, I do have a question for you. You called it prop wire.
Mhm.
What's the actual URL? Is it
Propwire.com.
PropStream?
No. Propwire.com. It's
Okay, because
right
I
on the
put that
screen.
in and I PropStream comes up, Ownerly, everything except prop wire
All you
comes up.
go to your www line at the very top
Okay.
and just put in Propwire, PROPWIRE.com.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Finally got it.
There you go.
I'm bookmarking it.
So and you get on here and take a look at it. You can find pre-foreclosures. Now let me show you something else that I have. This is an expensive program, but I don't know where I put it at. What's up here? Give me that city, Deanville. What was it?
Denville.
All right.
Mountain Lakes is a super pricey one. I don't know what kind of price range you're going for.
Yeah, what? Okay. I just brought up that town. Right now, you have 21 pre-foreclosures. You have 11 vacants, 10 expireds. You got no probate. That's weird. You got 7 bank owned. Only one at top 5%. Let's take a look here. What do we got? Let it percolate for a second. Here's a pre-foreclosure. Now, this is the greatest little thing that I like about this particular system. Okay. Down here, I can take my little system here based on that particular property, and I can find out where the rentals are. Give it a second to percolate. It'll pop up. Everybody who has a rental versus Troy Hills Township. Oh, that's Township. Township. What? Township. East Shore Road LLC. They've got rental properties, what I'm saying. Okay, this is another thing. Let me turn that off. Here's your flippers in the area. Don't have a lot. Link Media LLC, RSE Properties. So in other words, those are your cash buyers. or potential cash buyers. You look them up, skip them, talk to them, see what they're looking for. You can find them all over the place. This is the very, I spend $3,000 a year on this one particular program. Okay. But this is the greatest thing since sliced spread for me. Okay. So, it's a great program. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that, but I'm sorry, you know me, I get off in the weeds. What other questions might you have or comments? You know,
Well, I finally am on prop wire, and I will say that it's giving me some interesting results. So
there you go.
I'm there.
I just got certified and express offers yesterday.
Okay, have you got your login information yet?
Yeah, yeah. So I really like the thing that you can help like find a property for a cash buyer, and then they'll relist that property with you after they rehab it, so you can get two sales in the same.
You're not guaranteed that they will,
Yeah.
but many
It's a
times.
cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the tax liens and the land. I don't know why. Out of the things you were saying.
No, it's I love the express offers, and like I said, and we can help locate cash buyers. Prop stream, not prop wire, but prop stream. What I pay for that? I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, but I think I pay about 100 and a quarter a month for it.
Yeah.
And it will not be as good as the PIN program that I have that I spend a lot of money on, but you can do a lot with it. Okay. So it is a very good program for, you have to learn how to use it, and they've got tutorials online. You can watch the videos and all that sort of thing. But it's a good program. It really is. You know, like I said, I want to give everybody as many free tools as I can give them. And then once you make a little bit of money, then spend a little bit, you know, set 10% aside, 5% aside, and invest in those programs. I'm a firm believer in let's make some money before I spend a ton. Okay. That's just me. I'm tight. What can I say? What else? All right. 8:02. Brenda, are you sure you don't have something else?
Yeah, I think I'm done. I got enough to go research.
Yeah.
All right.
Same.
One of the things I want to say, I said this to Heather the other day when she was on those calls. In some of these things I've done in the past, I talk to people, I show them ways, and we have a lot more. We have, we talked about expired vacant land, code violations. That's going to be a topic. Then I've got a bonus list I'm going to give you. And then there's, vacant properties, tired landlords, the AI list. Now that's going to cost you money. And then another one is, we call it D&D, drive in for dollars. Okay. So we're going to touch all that. We're going to talk about how to do it. Deal Machine, I mentioned it earlier. You might check it out. It's a good program. You can be driving down the street and you see a property. Ooh, that looks interesting. You just turn it on. It follows you. You have to, of course, allow it to follow you, but it follows you. And then on the street you're on, it has the number. It doesn't have the street's labeled, but on the actual mapping street thing, but it has the number, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 Main Street, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4. You click it, you hit add it to my list, you get home, you can pull all that information up and start calling. It's a really cool app. So just fun facts and no and tell. You know, that costs you money. It costs you, I think it's about $60 a month.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, walk, crawl, walk, run. Don't walk, then crawl. But anyway.
So actually, I do.
Say again. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, I've got one other question.
I know.
So, are we gonna do this weekly Wednesday? What was
Yes.
it?
Yes.
7 o'clock Eastern.
Next week will be Wednesday at 9 a.m. and the following week will be at 7 p.m. again. Eastern. All times are Eastern. So on first and third, 9 a.m. Eastern. And then I'm sorry. Yeah, first and third. Second and fourth weeks of the month will be at 7 p.m. Eastern. So, and you'll get notifications on it. I think, is everyone in the WhatsApp group and are you all on workplace chat? Okay. You'll get those notifications. Because like this morning, I got the one, Heather sends out her motivation calls. Where's it at? Crap, Heather, where you go? Anyway, who cares? And then she lists everything that's going on that day. Her mojo calls, and tonight she listed on here for the REO builder. I don't think we have anything on Thursday. Lynn, are you there? I think yours is on Fridays. Is that correct?
Here, what did you ask, Todd? I'm sorry.
On your agent attraction rev share, it's on Fridays, is it not?
Friday mornings, 9 o'clock.
Okay. Do you have an evening session?
Yes, at 3:30 on the alternate Fridays. It's right on the calendar that,
Okay. No, that's cool.
yeah.
Okay. And then let's see, Matt, he does his on Tuesdays or Mondays?
Tuesday.
Same thing. We do.
Yeah, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah.
Well, you know, we got East Coast, Central, you know, Pacific, whatever. So we try to mix it up. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and stop the recording. Or have you already stopped it? No, I haven't.